Hello, everyone.
Hey, bag ladies and bag dudes. I'm Sarah Lawson from So Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Ask Sarah, my weekly Q&A chat. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us. If it's your first time here, this is my husband Danny, and he usually joins me on the live shows
Hey,
on
guys.
Tuesdays. So saying hey to everyone. I saw everyone on Facebook and YouTube chatting beforehand and calling out where they're from and saying hi. I said hi to Empress Noel from Las Vegas, Eileen from Southern Illinois. So thanks everyone so much for joining us. So we're going to talk about a few things and then
What's up,
we'll be
bag dude?
answering. Hey, there's a bag dude. Awesome.
There's a couple. Didn't someone email you too?
Yeah, a bag dude emailed me today. We saw another one in the chat before we started, so that's awesome. We're going to talk about a few things, and then I'm going to answer some questions live. So if you have a question, either a sewing related question, bag making related question, or a question about a notion or tool, let me know in the comments, and Danny will post some questions on the screen, and I'll answer some live in a little bit. So first we're going to talk about our embroidery machine, which we unboxed yesterday. So this is the very first thing that we made with the embroidery machine. And
When she says I unboxed it.
I sort of gave Danny the job of setting up the machine and figuring out how to use it because I'm not good at reading manuals. I don't like doing it, so figured I'll just let him do it. And he was excited about the machine in the first place, so I thought it's perfect. So why don't you tell everybody what happened last night when we took the machine out?
Well, it's funny you say that about manuals because I'm a stickler. I follow the manual. Even when it says to build something, I'm always the guy that's like, reading the manual twice. All right, let's do it. So I read the manual. I was familiar with it. I'm like, let's go. Followed it step by step. And I went to the point where we have to thread the thread to the bobbin to fill it up. And I asked Sarah to come over because I wasn't familiar with it. The diagram they showed was a little skewed for me to see. So she came over, set it up. And there's a button on there. It should be green. So you press it, then it starts filling it up. But it was red. And I'm like, what's going on? Did you do it right? Because I thought maybe there's like some kind of sensor saying, hey, it's not threaded correctly. So while she's going online to look up a solution, I unthread it and I thread it the way I think it should be, which was the same way she did it. So it was correct. She didn't find a solution. So I'm like, well, I'll call the shop we bought it from. I call them on the phone. I'm like, hey, here's the problem. I'm like, I'm following the steps exactly, step by step, to the T. And it's not working. And like, is the light red or orange? I'm like, it's red. She's like, you sure it's not orange? Try sliding the bobbin over back and forth, see if it changes. I'm like, no, it's still red. She's like, well, you're gonna have to bring the machine in. I'm like, really? Because it's not that close, and we have it all set up here. I'm ready to go. So I hang up the phone. I'm like, well, let me go through the menu, the on-screen display, and see what may be an option or something. Because it was showing like a demo almost like of different stuff flashing by. So I click the screen, then it says, hey, first time setup, would you like to continue in English or something like along those lines. As soon as I clicked English, boom, the light changes from red to orange. And once I think we had to put the presser foot up, it turned to green. Pressed the button, started winding the bobbin up.
Yeah.
There we go. And we started, and it worked. So I called him back up. I'm like, hey, listen, if someone calls you this problem again, here's the solution. She's like, oh, I didn't know you weren't on the screen. I'm like, it's brand new in the box. We didn't change any screens. We just, in the instructions says literally thread the stuff up, hit the power button, then click the button. It says nothing with the on-screen display, setting, changing, anything. So I wish it would have said that. Would have saved us a lot of troubles. Because when we bought the machine, the guy wanted to give us the unit on display. And he's like, yeah, we know it's tested, it's working. I like to give the display unit because we want you to have no problems. I'm like, it's brand new in the box. What, I would never expect an electronic this expensive not to be tested before they put it in the box. He's like, yeah, I sold one previously and the motor was broke. And so the person had to wait and send it off for warranty exchange or something along those lines. So I'm like, no, we'll just take a new one in the box because I don't want one sitting on display that's constantly being turned on and used. It's almost like a display mount me, so it's not new anymore. So I'm like, and then we're going through this. I'm like, man, I think he jinxed us because it was like, if I didn't hear up here, I'd be grabbing. I'm like, why isn't it working?
But we finally made something, so we tried just something simple with one color, Violet's name, and then Violet chose the butterfly because we wanted something
multicolored.
So we have to learn how to change the colors, and it worked out okay. I had questions, which we asked on Instagram Live right before this show. And if you have any comments about it, let me know. But we had the one layer of the stabilizer. It's a tearaway stabilizer on the back. When I was tearing away from the butterfly, it tore away from the fabric just fine. But like when I started to tear away from the letters, the letter L, I saw when I tore the stabilizer away, the threads were sort of getting pulled away from the fabric. So I stopped what I was doing. I didn't pull any more away, but let me know if there's something else I should be doing, because I just don't know. Someone on Instagram Live suggested either 2 layers of the stabilizer or iron shape flex to the fabric first and then the stabilizer after that. So let me know what you do. I think most, besides what Danny's planning on doing with embroidering shirts, I think most of what I'll be embroidering is panels to use to make a bag. So to me, the shape flex makes a lot of sense, because I would probably do something like that anyway, just for making a regular bag. But we're excited to try out some more embroidery. Were there any comments that you saw coming through?
Asking what machine you have.
Oh, we decided to get the Brother Innovis 1600 embroidery machine. Let's see. Cheryl says, can't you leave that stabilizer on? I don't know. I mean, it was a huge piece of stabilizer, so I wanted to tear it away, at least from the design. Harriet says, you always want to use cutaway. Okay, that's probably part of the problem.
Yeah. I think it's personal preference.
Maybe
what
personal
experience,
preference.
what material, and also on the letters on the bottom, the V particularly, it did pucker a little bit. I don't know if you could see, probably not, but there's a little gap where it did.
Yeah.
And I pulled it really taut across.
Yeah,
the
while
machine.
it was stitching, it puckered. So not while I was pulling anything away. But we just have to practice, I think, and try different combinations. Maybe like the combination with the 2 layers of stabilizer. And okay, Linda says cutaway stabilizer for shirts also. So I feel like it's a whole new area for learning things.
But we have you guys, and we really appreciate your knowledge. To bless it upon us. It'll help us out, I think, a lot. And I definitely be reading these comments after the show. And I'm going to take a lot of notes, pros and cons, who's going with what more, and go with popular choices. And if they don't work, we'll adjust on the fly.
Kaylee says, if it's a shirt that's going to be washed, the stabilizer gets softer and easier to tear off after time. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like it's a whole new area, and I feel like I understand where the brand new bag ladies and bag dudes are coming from, because brand new to bag making, the interfacing, it's like what interfacing to get, I'm not sure, it's overwhelming, and I feel like that with the embroidery. So we just have to practice. Practice makes perfect, and maybe try some designs online. Some people suggested with the text normally.
Same thing Diane said here too.
The text is
from the manufacturer.
From the
it's
manufacturer
not the
is not as good.
Font.
Yeah, which that's confusing. You would think that they would want it to be really good, so you don't have any.
Or you don't go somewhere else or something.
I guess.
Or get a bad opinion of their machine.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, it was really fun. Were there any other... I saw somebody else said to join some Facebook groups for embroidery. I think I'll have to do that. Spend some more time on Facebook.
We do need a lesson. Harriet said you need a lesson. We would love I think our shop is a popular one, because they told us they would either call or email us to set up for an appointment for a class. Mm-hmm. We didn't get a call or email yet, and it's been a couple weeks. So when I called about the problems, I asked about, is this class going on? Because it, would be helpful to us. And she says we have a class either, I think it's end of June or start of July sometime. And I'm like, we still never got the email or call. And by that time, I'm sure I'll be going through so many forums or asking questions, you guys in the groups and stuff. Because we want to use the machine now that we have it open. We couldn't find a location for it. Here's the funny thing. So let me take the comment off the screen.
Okay.
We couldn't find a location for it in our office. It's large in size, and we don't want something jammed on it. I asked Sarah, why don't you just take a shelf back there, clear something off it, just put it on the shelf. When you don't want to use it, you put it on this desk here, and you can use this. The problem was it just wouldn't work. So we put it in our kitchen.
It's too much work. If you have to do all that work just to use the machine, like, I'm just not going to use it. Like,
yeah. Well, I figured we're gonna figure it out, but we put it in our kitchen on the. We have a large countertop in our kitchen, and on the left side we have a nice plug for it, and it matches our kitchen decor. I told Sarah, so we have people come over. I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay on that countertop, and that's gonna be our workspace for it, which is cool because it's out of the office area. So
we just have a really small house, and I guess it just has to stay on the kitchen counter. So I know it's not that big of a deal to you, but to me it's like half the counter space now for cooking dinner, but whatever.
No, it's not even.
Yes,
we have like
is.
10 feet of counter space. That thing is like 2.5 feet, 3 feet the most. And that's one side, and we have the whole entire island that's...
Okay, I'm exaggerating, but in my mind, that's what it is. Oh, yes, Roxanne says Crafty Gemini has a great class on stabilizers and embroidery. I did forget about that, but I'll have to watch those for sure. Yes. Barbara Ann says, get a rolling table. That's what I do. Oh, that's a good idea. Then we can just kind of leave it in the kitchen, but push to the side, out of the way.
Possibly. I think Diane's right. There's tons of, YouTube is my best friend to learn anything. So I will go on YouTube. I will search on there for, great guides. The problem is this is a newer machine, so I don't think they have this particular model, like guides or how-tos up to use maybe the certain techniques, but I'm sure it's there's a general one that you get the idea and you can apply it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so Danny's favorite part of the show, we're going to ask for all the bag ladies and bag dudes to stand proud and let us know in the comments. So if you feel like it, if you'd like to, let us know, bag lady or bag dude, just type it out in the comment. I know I'm a super proud bag lady. Danny is, I guess, wannabe bag dude. He hasn't.
Once my shirt's going to say Chief Technical Officer Geek. I think Geek. And Danny. And then once Sarah makes the sling bag, she's going to, she's promised. I think I will sew that and we'll get it on camera. Okay. And then I'll put it under here, bag dude.
Like outtakes? That would be funny, like outtakes of you making the bag. I mean, nobody wants to see you make it for like, how long?
I think they want a live show, like 4 hours long. Just sweat hard sewing, mistakes and all. That's the best part. I think when I like watching like live videos is I like the outtakes like you're saying, but I also like the mistakes they make because, then you feel like they're normal because everyone makes mistakes. You just don't generally see it on a video.
I'm laughing in my head when you said like 4 hours of you making the bag. You're going to be making it longer than 4 hours. Sorry to tell you.
It's that complicated? I've watched you make the other bags, so I mean some are short.
Besides the Creative Maker supply case, I don't know which bag that takes only 4 hours.
We don't have to get so technical about it, but
I'm just saying.
Maybe it's 4 hours times 3. I don't know. We'll do 3 parts to it. Part 1, part 2, and 3.
No.
I think it'd be fun, to be honest, because then you guys could see how bossy Sarah is.
No.
She's like, she'll let me make the mistake, be quiet about it, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me? She's like, I thought you knew what you're doing. I'm like, no.
That happens to us when we're driving, too. We'll be driving somewhere where I'm familiar with and you're not. And I'll just forget to tell you, you were supposed to turn left there. I forgot that you didn't know. So it'll be like that with the sewing also, I think. I
think Sarah's next tattoo should be like on the side of her neck says Daydreamer, goes across her slowly. Because I swear, when we're driving the car, she can just, the kids and I'll be talking and we'll try to like include Sarah in the conversation. And we're just sitting there like, she's not even in the conversation with us and we're talking to her. it happens often, but that's Sarah. She's got a lot on her mind. She's planning stuff. She has a million ideas and I'm sure she works them out in her head all the time, and that's one of her deals.
Yeah. So not to get off the topic of sewing, but the last week and a half I've been trying a new shampoo. It's more of a natural shampoo with essential oils and a bunch of natural things. It's called New Wash, and because it's natural, it doesn't suds up like regular shampoo does. So you just kind of put it on kind of like you would with conditioner, and then you just have to wash it out really good. And it has, what's the word, a time period where...
Like a break-in period almost.
A break-in period where your body's getting used to the product. And I'm familiar with something like this because 12 years ago when I switched to natural deodorant, they also had like a break-in period where... For the first week or two, the deodorant didn't work the best because your body was getting used to having a natural deodorant instead of one with a bunch of chemicals. And so I'm finding that's the case with my shampoo. And I'm sure my hair looks fine on screen, but like it's super greasy. And I've been using it for a week and a half, and I don't know how much longer I can take. I rushed downstairs after I took a shower a couple hours ago, and I dried my hair, and I was like, Danny, look at my hair. It looks terrible. She was
such a hissy mood. I'm like, it looks really good, actually. She's like, it's so greasy. I hate it. And I'm like, Violet, can you tell your mom it doesn't look bad? And she's like, no, Mom, it looks good. She's like, I'm like, do you want me to turn the camera on and just so you could see? I'll put the camera in the light so you can get a better idea. Because I thought it looked nice. She's like, it just feels so greasy.
And I looked in the mirror, and yeah, it did look decent. But gosh, just running my hands through my hair, my hands feel greasy. And I'm like, I'm going to stick it through for maybe another week, but it's kind of frustrating.
Someone said, I'll post it to her.
Oh, funny comment?
I thought so. The bag dude.
Oh. Danny looks like he refuses to comment on the deodorant break-in period.
I don't think it was really a break-in period because Sarah would apply it every half hour to an hour.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she'd have like these chalky arms. Like it would be like so apparent that she was using something that was not normal deodorant. And it was definitely, didn't smell bad ever, but she was reapplying it quite often.
Oh, yeah, like he's right. I would carry it in my purse like every couple hours, especially in the summer. I'd put more on and... I'm glad that's not the case anymore. But
even in our, it's just funny you say that about, because I'm thinking of our other car, which we still have. We don't drive as often. It has black seats, and in her seat she sits in primarily, you see, she wears a lot of tank tops, and her arm would be back here touching it. And on the one side, I'm like, Sarah, what is on the seat?
you never told me that.
Yeah, on the right side, it's got your deodorant, like the gray stuff. Yeah, I'll take a picture. Next week, picture of the week will be Sarah's deodorant stain on the car seat.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
I was daydreaming?
No,
probably.
it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But
gosh.
Do I have any tattoos? I do not have any tattoos. Sarah thinks I'm too big of a baby to get one. Mm-hmm. I'm just too indecisive, I think, because I always want one thing, and then I'm like, I'd rather have something else.
No, you can't even go to the dentist. And
I go to the dentist without a problem. I make them give me more shots till I, can deal with it, but I don't ever have a problem going to the dentist.
All right, do you want to get over to your picks of the week?
Yes. Pick of the week, I think, is actually changed from the button, so I'm not hitting the wrong one. Where it is.
No. Okay. Well, anyway, let me talk while you're trying to find that.
Mm-hmm.
So the pick of the week was by Donna Mozinski. She made the Sloan travel bag. So the Sloan travel bag is huge. I think she made at least one other Sloan travel bag before. Why don't you say why you like it, and then...
I love the fabric. You can see she's got different sections of it. I like how it's arranged, where she fussy cut the different sections to go together, it looks like. And I think I love the colors. It's fresh. It's different. It's not tulip pink, which I know everyone has tulip pink and loves it. But sometimes it's good to step away from something different. And I love purples and teals. And even though it has yellow, which I don't hate, some people think I do, there's no orange that I can see. But it looks nice. I really think she did a great job.
And the fabric is from Art Gallery Fabrics. The designer is Caterina Roccella, and I think that's all I was going to say about it, in case anyone was wondering about the fabric.
She's a great designer, by the way.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I remember when Sarah was when she was designing fabric, that's when I think Roccella was starting with Art Gallery right after Sarah's second line with them. And her fabric lines were just, I was like, wow, that stuff is just, it's different, and it's really nice. I can totally appreciate it. Allison Glass, Tulip Pink, and Roccella.
Caterina Roccella. I like how you say her last name like you...
It's like a guy. I was like, hey, Roccella, get over here. No, I like those are like my three, I think, favorite fabric designers.
Awesome.
Even though I don't have a fabric stash, but I know when I look at their fabric, I like their styles.
All right, so we'd like to invite you, if you enjoy the live shows or any of the videos in general, if you're watching on Facebook, to hit the share button and share this video with your other sewing friends. And either if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, at least if you'd hit the like button, which looks like a little thumbs up picture, it really helps us out a lot, because YouTube and Facebook love when videos get likes and shares, and they consider sharing the videos with more people who might not have heard of us or seen the videos before. So your likes and shares really help us out a lot. Thank you so much for doing that, and we really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to some questions. Why don't you find some questions to put on the screen. If you did have a question and you haven't asked it yet, let us know in the comments, and I'll answer some questions live. All right, I see Stitch Counter says, I love Tula but don't have any. I do have a ton of Roccella fabric.
That's why I got a kick out of that one. There's people are commenting about, sharing and all that stuff, so I don't see any questions popping up.
Oh, there's one. Pat wants to know, I need a badge holder for work. Will you be designing something like that with maybe an added zipper? So for your badge holder, and I'm just completely curious, with the added zipper, what are you putting in there? Are you putting in a cell phone or something smaller like, I don't know, keys or some cash? I'm curious because it helps with my designing process for the badge holder. Let me know what other kinds of things you would put in there. I am designing a smaller bag to fit cell phone and cash and credit cards, but I have a feeling the badge holder needs to be even smaller and lighter. So let me know, because I'm curious about that. Cheryl says, what do you mean your second line? I'm only aware of the first line. So I did...
Jungle Avenue.
It's been years already. The first line was called Jungle Avenue. The second line was called Fantasia. I think I might have... No, I think I took the Jungle Avenue in the basement, but yeah, I just did the 2 lines of fabric from Art Gallery Fabrics. You might still be able to find some like on Etsy and certain websites, but I think for the most part, a lot of those are already sold out. Terry says, where did you get your bookcases? I am looking for something strong enough to support my fabric. So these are Billy bookcases from IKEA, and I actually purchased the, you can't see it on camera, but there's an extra extension, which adds like one more section of bookcase so that it's the bookcase is floor to ceiling, and they come in different colors as well. I just like the white because it really shows off the rainbow colors, but there were other finishes as well. Again, that's Billy bookcases from IKEA, and I put them together myself, so not super hard to put together, but they're really sturdy because the fabric actually weighs a lot, and there's a lot of fabric on there. Terry says, having trouble downloading the tassel pattern to PDF. Any thoughts? You can feel free to email me anytime if you're having trouble downloading anything. My email is sarah@sewsweetness.com, and that's Sarah with no H. Pat says, what's the status of the templates? Where are my templates? I think I put them in the other room. We showed on the Sunday show some acrylic templates that we were considering purchasing to sell on our online shop. We're going to start with the Minikins patterns and then possibly branch out into some of the bags, maybe the smaller bags. So we're still getting some samples, further samples, because we want to make sure the templates are the best that they can be. So we're just waiting on those second rounds of samples to come in the mail so that we can discuss with the maker of the templates. His name is Ed, and his wife is Robin. Robin's the one that first brought up the templates and started sending us samples. So we just need to get everything coordinated and make sure that the templates are the best that they can be. We'll let you know on social media and on the live shows when we have those ready to go and sell on the online shop. Maggie Ann says, I am new to sewing with leather. How do you make bag straps with leather, and how do you finish the edges of the raw leather? So you can either leave the edges raw, or you can use a product like Edge Coat. That's from Tandy Leather. And Edge Coat just finishes it. If you have any store-bought bags, you might have seen it before where perhaps the bag was like maybe a bright pink color, and the edges of the strap have sort of like a black coating on them. The Edge Coat comes in different colors, or I have clear. Maybe I'll demonstrate that on a live show sometime soon, but you can use that if you don't like the look of the completely raw edges of the leather. Oh, okay. Moving on to the next question.
Did you get shocked or something?
No, I think I was gonna talk more, and then you kind of threw me off when you changed the question. So,
well, yeah, I was... A lot of hot questions coming through, sir. You guys get a little more zippy.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll get my Edge Coat out and demonstrate that on a show sometime soon. Kyla says, do your books come with a paper pattern that is not part of the book? I do not understand what you mean by a paper pattern included with the purchase. That's a great question. So on my website, I sell signed copies of my book. And the offer is we offer a free paper pattern with every book purchase, and that's a pattern from my shop. So, for example, the
airplane bag, Kismet,
the Aragon bag. Say if you wanted the Aragon bag paper pattern, let us know in the checkout, and we include that extra pattern in with your book when we send it in the mail. So that's what that means. Mary Grace says, which snaps do you prefer, magnetic or regular? I have purchased both types. I do really like magnetic snaps. I've used, I'm not sure by regular if you mean like pearl snaps, like the snap setter tool, or invisible magnetic snaps. I think it depends on the bag. If it's just a regular bag with a flap, I prefer just regular traditional magnetic snaps for that. Roxanne says, will you ever sell So Sweetness labels? I would love to have one on my bags. Everyone asks what designer made my bags. Oh, I see. I was like, why are you I could feel you staring at me. Why
I'm
are you
staring at something else.
Oh, are they over here? No, they're not over here. Where did I put them?
I thought they were.
No. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Well,
Why don't
as
you
she's
talk for a
looking at
minute,
that,
'cause
sure,
I
I'd
don't
love
know.
to talk. When you guys use your embroidery machines, I want to know, where do you get your embroidery files? Do you have a certain website? Do you where you purchase them, free ones? What's the best place to find embroidery files? Because I like to look in expanding our library of them, because I think we can do some cool stuff with it. Also, Sarah, someone was so nice, they digitized Sarah's logo for her, and they sent it to her in an email. Maybe she can mention who the person's name was.
I actually don't remember, but I will have to look that
On Sunday's
up.
show, we're gonna mention it.
Okay, all right. So
Here's
we
the hard
got
to take the components off. Big drum roll.
Ed, who is producing the acrylic templates for us, sent us these samples. These are wooden bag tags, so they have holes punched in either side, and the size of the holes will fit a rivet. And so we looked through all the different color options, and we chose one color, and we ordered a whole bunch. We haven't gotten them in yet. I think we ordered the cherry, which is this one right here. So it has the So Sweetness logo on it. It's about, would you say, 1/4 of an inch thick? Something like that?
1/8 of an inch.
1/8 of an inch?
I would say 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Maybe 1/8. Quarter. I would guess 1/8.
And so what did we decide to do with these bag tags?
I was gonna buy a big firecracker and blow them all up when they came.
No, for real.
I think like mystery shopping, we're gonna throw them in orders for free.
Okay.
No rules, or if you order something, maybe we'll decide to throw one in there. Who knows? I don't know
Okay.
what the exact specifics are. I don't want to say something wrong, and Sarah after the show will be like, I told you something. Why are you doing that? I'm like, shoot, I don't want to say anything because I feel much rather take the safe road, and we'll see what happens with it. Once we're gonna get them in our hands or possession, we'll take a look at them further, but we will be giving them away for free, and with certain purchases. There'll probably be maybe a dollar amount or purchase amount of something, and when you purchase that, we'll pop it in the box or the bag, and you'll have a tag.
Okay, cool.
Will you make them available to purchase if people want to buy them?
Yes, I will. They will be, they're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember how much our price was for them?
Yes.
Do you want to make an estimate of how much we'll sell them for?
I would guess maybe $1.99.
Okay.
Or maybe you get multiples and get a better price. Maybe 5 for...
Like a little, yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
like that
5
better.
of them, or 10 for $10 or something like that.
Okay, I like that better. Okay, cool. I'm glad I found those because I would have felt really silly like searching around and then I come back with nothing.
We have
in
such
my
a
hands.
small room. It's so funny, but my side of the room is very organized. Not really. So it may take me like 10 minutes to find something. Sarah's a lot more organized. So, all right, let's see what else.
Were there other questions too, or?
What do you mean? I would hope so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I was trying to talk, so
I know.
not look
I
down.
know.
They were saying where to get embroidery files.
That one. You can put that one on the screen.
This one?
Glorimar says, when is the Tula Pink coming out? Tula Pink's fabric line called De La Luna, which is the first one that I ordered to sell on the website's coming out. I thought it was late June or early July. And as soon as we have it in our hands, I haven't gotten a shipping notice yet. So I haven't seen any other shops posting it online either. So we'll let you know as soon as it's on the way to us, and I'll get the listing up on the website. We're going to be selling bundles as well as, I'm calling them bag packs. So it's like a 2-yard bundle. So like 1 yard exterior fabric, 1 yard lining fabric, like coordinating together. Sort of like a curated 2 fabric bundle to make a bag from. Let's see. Cheryl said, Sarah, did you say you were going to do a video on the Sublime bag? We've actually done one already. You can find it on the website. If you go to sosweetness.com, there should be a big graphic in the middle of the screen that says online workshops. If you click that, all of the patterns that we've produced videos for already will be listed, and Sublime bag will be at the bottom of the list since it's alphabetical. Sanjita says, can we get a tour of your sewing room? Is that possible to do like off the cuff like right now, or do we need to?
Well,
Okay.
your side, no, because that camera's not motion, so I'd have to do it like manually. It's connected to a hard connection, so I'd actually have to like unscrew something, take care of by hand, then have to retouch it.
Can we make like a 1 or 2 minute video for next week that we could show?
Or we can do with the other camera, but just not today because it's not set up.
Okay. Yeah, we for sure will. There's not much to show because it's like really tiny.
It's very tiny. I mean, it's 12 by 12. It's an estimate. I would guess.
And Carrie says we need to see your side.
Yeah,
so
that's why there's not much to see on there. Mine will be censored.
Do you mean you want to see his side before he cleans it up? So like I see a banana peel in a glass. I see
that was breakfast.
Pop, and I see
that was lunch.
A stack of clothes there, and I see a stack of
I
clothes
like to
on
keep
the
my
ground.
clothes fresh, so when I want to change in a hot second, I'll be like, bam.
So I think it would be funny if you didn't clean it
Sarah,
up first.
you're too honest sometimes, I think I'm about to throw you outside the front door.
I'm not going to clean my half before they see mine, so I think it's only
because
fair.
it's clean right now, I think.
It's really not clean. I would not call
Relatively.
that clean.
It's compared to mine, definitely.
Okay, all right, let's see.
Did we get software machine? I don't think we did. At least I didn't see it in the package. I'll put it up here.
Did we get software? No, there was a CD in the no, that was with the thread.
Well, I didn't open the thread package.
Okay.
You guys took it out of the box.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't get a CD, I don't think. You would have seen it because you unpacked it. Okay, let's see.
Next batch of patterns.
Pat says next batch of patterns. Is that are they asking what the next 4-pack?
I think the
will
4-pack
be,
would be that would be the next batch of patterns.
Well, we're planning on doing another 4-pack video bundle with 4 new videos in August sometime. I have a list of like 5 or 6 tentative choices. I did want to do the Lilium laptop bag since people often ask about that one, and I forget what else was on my list. I think the dash bag was on the list too, and I don't want to say the others because I might change, and I don't want to be locked. I don't want to be locked in.
I love to start a little debate real quick.
Oh. Glum says in New York City we call it soda. So
you reference
the pop. Yeah, in Chicago we call it pop.
Yep, and my East Coast friends say it's called soda, and my friends in the South say it's called a Coke. And if it's a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper or a Sprite, they say, "Can I get a Coke?" And then they'll say, "What kind of Coke do you want?" And they'll say a Sprite. I'm like, "Why don't you just say Sprite from the start?" And he's like, "That's what we do." I'm like,
yeah, everyone has their own term for that.
Yeah, do you guys call it pop, soda, a Coke, or whatever term you may call it?
I wonder what else there could be besides those.
I don't know. Someone did 2 dash bags. Dude.
The dash bag was the first pattern that I ever wrote that was like when I started my pattern company. I mean, I did a few free patterns on my blog before that, and I started working on the first book before that, but the dash bag was the first one. So
we have a lot of Cokes. Cool Drink in Tennessee. Lanet's a Coke. Soda from Doreen. Yep, Coke describes them all. We call it soda in Pennsylvania.
Soft drink.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there's another one. Interesting.
Sodas, pops, soft drinks. Wow, they're just flowing through. Soft drink in Australia even. Soft drink in Indiana. They're going too quick. I don't want to just post because I'll go to the next one.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if you want to post that. I don't know if you want to post
funny.
this
I'll
one
post the next one.
Okay. Sodi?
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know if you want to post that one or not. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so after the 4-pack, right now I'm working on 12 new patterns, so
possibly a baker's dozen. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the vote.
Yep.
When should we do the vote for that?
Did you want to do it closer to it?
No, because I need to. I told you I need time to write the pattern.
Yeah.
We were gonna do a vote and give you 3 choices, and the 13th or the bonus pattern would be the vote winner. And Danny wanted to do it right before it came out, and I said, I need time to write the pattern, and we need time to film the video, so we can't do it like that. But our 3 choices that we were gonna put the vote to would be either a fanny pack, a cooler, like a cooler like you put, cans of pop and food to go on a picnic, or a back of the seat car organizer. That was what we were thinking for the 3 bonus ones. But Lori says, do you ever update your current patterns? I've updated a few in the past because, like, for example, the dash pattern and the airplane bag pattern. When I first started writing patterns, my photo skills were dismal, and so since then I've been doing better, like with my step photos that are in the pattern. So the original versions that came out, I have updated the step photos since then. I think that's pretty much all I changed, just because I wanted the patterns to look better and reflect the current style. So a few of the patterns have updated step photos from the original versions, but the current PDF patterns reflect the updated photos, of course. Oh, is this a tough one? Are we saying about this yet, or?
I don't know, but I see a lot of fanny packs, a bunch of car organizers, bike bags.
It's so funny. Every time I bring up this question, it seems like a third, not 50-50 because there's 3 choices. A third of the people want each choice. So,
yep.
Gosh, that's going to be hard.
It's hard to turn them all down, right?
Yeah.
Someone's going to lose. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be the cooler? Is it going to be the organizer, back seat? I don't know. Fanny pack? Maybe we'll have to put 14 patterns in this one. It'd be a shocker, right? Let me take that back, because I heard Sarah's gears going, maybe we should do 14 patterns. We'll see. Okay.
We could.
Yeah, we could do 100 too, but I mean, how long are we gonna have time to do all that? Yeah, Sarah's like, that's an idea.
I saw Harriet said she wants to see a cell phone wallet bag. That's on the list.
Yep. Men's wallet. I see it on here too.
Men's wallet might be a free cork video. I'm not sure yet.
There's this one.
Oh, good. There's a question. Kyla wants to know, if we buy a paper pattern that you later make a video for, will there be an option to purchase a video tutorial only? Yes, and there actually currently is. Any of our videos that we sell, and we don't sell all our videos because we have free ones on YouTube as well. So we have free as well as videos that are not free. But as far as the videos that are not free go, you can purchase, there's an option under the product listing, the drop-down box that says video only. And that option is for people that already own the pattern. So either if you have the paper pattern or if you bought the PDF pattern previously, you can buy the video by itself. And that's a great question. Were you laughing or?
Yeah, I misread Pat's comment. It said, "Are you gonna call it the 12-13 pack?"
Oh.
But she says, "What are you gonna call the next 12-13 pack?" I thought she was calling it the 12-13. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty hip. Get the 12-13. I like it. But I don't think it's going to be called that.
I thought you were laughing at me what I was explaining.
What'd you even say?
You were not listening.
I pulled a Sarah. I'm sorry. My bad.
Arietti says you could put a poll up on the group, then you'd get the correct numbers. Yes, we are going to do an actual poll because
yeah, that's what we're going to do.
It's going to be awful hard, and I feel like it's going to be really close. I see a few people are saying to let Violet choose. So I think that's good.
Well, if Violet's going to choose, it's really going to depend on what the fabric's going to be.
Suzanne says, did you decide on a vacation spot yet? Do you want to answer that one?
I don't think do we have one? Are we going to go to Nashville area? Is that what you're talking about?
No, we were going to go on vacation July 4th, but our plans kind of fell through.
Oh, Punta Cana, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to go out of the country, but plans fell through. It's okay.
We'll take 2 other vacations instead of that one now.
Danny's been looking, I don't know why, I don't know how you got this in your head, but he's been looking at Tennessee. He wants to move to Tennessee all of a sudden.
Well, I thought it had a lot of great benefits. I talked to a couple of my friends. They've had police and firefighters in Chicago. And
go ahead, finish your answer.
Well, and anyways, they said their friends are purchasing land in Tennessee. And I said, well, what's the reason they're going to Tennessee? 1, they don't have a state income tax. 2, their kids for high school, if they go there 4 years, they will get free college for their local community college. And the cost of living over there is a lot better once you retire. So some of these police officers and firefighters, they will retire in their 40s. And once they retire in their 40s, they have a fixed income. And with this fixed income, this gives them a better life because for the houses in Chicago are relatively expensive with our sales tax, our income tax, our housing tax. I mean, we're taxed all different ways in Illinois. And it's terrible to live here. So I was looking for alternatives to move our business, our family, and take a couple of our family members besides our inner family and purchase maybe 5 to 10 acres of land and have our own little community within that land. I think it'd be a great idea because we don't have a pool in our house. I would love different features and stuff. I'd like a bigger house. I'd like a separate workshop for our business for doing everything for the business in general, from sending stuff to filming stuff. I think we work hard and it'd be nice to have those things. And moving to Tennessee would afford the cost of ownership of the house, the land, everything. It would be an easy transition. The problem would be moving away from our friends and family, which would be the hardest thing, partial to our family. Some of our family, I'd kick them out the butt and see you later, suckers. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really like to, stay with our families. So that's the hardest thing is the family keeps you close. And so we'll see what happens. I'm really interested in moving. The problem is we need high-speed internet. In Chicago, we have gigabit speeds, which is 1,000. If you do like a speed test, it goes up to 1,000. That's what our uploads and downloads are. So we're spoiled. So we'll see. If you guys live in an area that has 5 to 10 acres of land, high-speed internet, over 100 download and upload speeds, preferably, send Sarah an email. Not even write it in here. A straight email to sarah@sosweetness.com. Get a great spot. Let us know where. And I will be driving out there tomorrow night looking for the properties.
All right. an actual sewing related question. Stephanie says, is there a difference in quality and fabric from where you buy it? For example, Hobby Lobby versus a quilt shop. We actually don't have a Hobby Lobby near us, and I don't think I might have been to one when I was younger, but I can't speak about Hobby Lobby. So maybe we'll just talk about
That's a bigger store, right? Because I see a lot of people mention they've gone to Hobby Lobby and got fabric on sale. Is it like a Joann's or something? I'm not very familiar. I know you've never been there,
It
but
might
maybe
be
you've heard of
similar.
it.
It might be similar. All right, so let's just talk about Walmart fabric versus a quilt shop fabric. We also don't have Walmart near us, but I kind of know what Walmart fabric is like. So when my kids were babies, I did buy fabric from Walmart and I made shorts for them. And I know for clothes you're supposed to pre-wash the fabric before you sew with it, but this was when I was first learning to sew as an adult, so I didn't know any better. So I made my kids shorts with Walmart fabric. I made the shorts, they looked great, but the first time I washed them, they shrunk really tiny. So that being said, quilt shop fabric, they're buying high quality quilt fabrics. I did an experiment years back where I took a quilt shop fabric, measured it exactly before I put it in the washing machine. Like, it was 1 yard of fabric, so it was a decent sized piece. And the shrinkage was like an eighth of an inch to a quarter of an inch in total. So it was very small shrinkage. With cheaper fabric, sometimes you get a lot of shrinkage. So I'm not saying not to buy the cheaper fabric. I'm just saying if you're buying cheaper fabric or not sure where you got the fabric from or what type of fabric it is, just wash it first before you make it into a bag or something else. Wash it, put it in the dryer, that'll get rid of the shrinkage, and then you don't have to worry about it, like what happened with the shorts that I made. So,
what would happen? You sewed it, and then say you washed the bag after sewing it, and it shrunk. What would happen? Would it like pucker up or something? Or
that's a good question. It probably would. It might look funny, like it might not look
like
as
it's
nice.
Supposed to be proportionate.
Right. It might not look as nice as when you first made it, and also because the interfacings are not shrinking. It might look really funny, like having, it might be pulling on all sides of the fabric. Like you mentioned the puckering. It also might be pulling because the interfacings are still full-sized and the fabric is getting smaller. So I haven't seen it personally because I haven't used that cheap fabric in a bag like I did with the shorts that I made for my kids. But, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, someone mentioned a comment. One of the benefits of moving to these places is Sarah could have a horse. And it's funny, when I look at all the Tennessee places, they have huge horse ranches. They're like enclosed buildings, separate stalls. It's just, that's one of the positive things. Sarah and Violet would, I think, totally love a horse.
And I see a lot of comments from people coming through that say buy quality materials. And I understand both sides of the coin. When my kids were small, I didn't have money. Like, I was buying quilt backings from the thrift store, like sheets from beds.
I remember looking for bed sheets.
I've backed a few quilts when I first started sewing with sheets from the thrift store. Now that we have money's not so tight, I definitely, if you can, buy the highest quality materials that you can afford to spend the money on. So, threads, batting, interfacing, it really makes a difference. But like I say, just buy the highest quality that you can afford. So don't, break the bank buying all these really pricey fabrics and materials, but, just what you can afford. And I've heard people that go to thrift stores and buy old purses, like, leather bags or whatever, and cut all the hardware off. So that's another option as well to save a little bit of money. But, at the time, my thrift store sheets worked okay for quilt backings. Yeah, Mary Grace says, use the best you can afford since you are spending time making something special. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All the things that we're making take a lot of time, bags, quilts, and you want it to look, your hard work to be reflected in the finished product, I think.
Does Target still sell fabric? I remember they started that one fabric line. I wonder if they still do and what the quality of that is.
I haven't checked lately. I want to say like a year or two ago, I did see, I think, a fat quarter set in Target of fabric. It seemed really thin and almost see-through to me, so I don't know.
Just people mentioning where to get fabric and the quality they've used. I don't know what this question means exactly.
Okay, Sharon says, where did you buy the leather for the June challenge? I think she's talking about the Minikins challenge. Shara made a Zeppelin pouch with leather. Actually, it was faux leather. I think I sent it to her. I might have sent it to her. We still have some faux leathers on the website. If you're looking for real leather, though, Tandy Leather's a good source for that, and they're actually in Illinois. Lauren says no fabric at Target.
Yeah, multiple sad. Want to give her credit. So maybe it didn't work out for there.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well, I think we're good on the questions for this week. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for asking your questions and participating. It really is. I love seeing all the comments on Facebook and YouTube, and just people being really helpful and kind to each other. So we love that. So
yeah, for sure. And I really love the interaction.
Yeah.
You guys are a plethora of information for us, and really appreciate that. And great support from you guys, and that's the biggest thing that really shocks me is how much loyalty and support we get from you guys, and it's truly amazing. We really thank you for that.
Yeah, and that's why we love doing the shows every week. So thank you so much. We'll see you again next time. We'll be live next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Have a great week and happy sewing.
Bye-bye.